The love segment of the show is where guests will discuss life experiences as either love it or love through moments. So, as a parent, I have had the opportunity to walk into my kitchen and see there is a mess there. And other parents will have the same opportunity as well. And you see the mess, you know something happened before the mess was made. And normally the guilty parties, our guilty party is a child or your children. And as you go and you have the conversation on where the mess came from and what happened, they may admit to it, they may not. But no matter what, you will have to love them through the mess. And I actually have a guest on my show that will discuss loving someone through the mess to get the message. Love it is states of elation, happiness, those moments. You walk into work, your boss greets you, he's just happy and excited and he's just laughing, brings you on in his office, waves you in, and you come in and he's still laughing. And you're anxiously awaiting because you want to laugh too at whatever he's laughing at. And he makes a request. Hey, can I tell you something? At this point, you're like, sure, please tell me. What is it that's so funny? And he's steady laughing and says, you're fired. In your mind, you will be thinking, that's not funny, and are you kidding? But in real life, if you've ever lost a job, that's exactly how you feel. Are you kidding? Especially if you have responsibilities of children and homes and different assets and things like that, you will feel that you are the punchline of a joke. But you might not realize it at that moment, but fast forward 2 to 3 years and you realize that it was a moment that you should love because it allowed you to broaden your horizons into owning your own business. I have a guest that will discuss that. So in the love segment, my guest will just determine if their moment was a love it or love through scenario. They'll share their story on the show. The thanks segment is where guests will share why they are thankful for the moment that they have discussed on the show. Listen as these guests share their rationale for their moment of gratitude.
To become a victor of the story versus becoming the victim. And I think a lot of times when we are in these moments of trying times, we can kind of surrender to the fight and become the victim, or we can stand up and say, you know what, I'm not going to let this become my reality. And so it was a big turning point for me as well, because I realized I was like, I don't want to end up like my parents. And I was nowhere near, on that trajectory, but it was kind of like that wake up moment of like, life is precious. You have to honor the gifts that you are given and, kind of learning how to surrender to the moment and to the what is, and kind of letting go of the control. So there was like so many life lessons that came because of the incident. And it's all of those life lessons that I'm actually so grateful for.
I always have just had a habit of looking for the message in the mess. I love that phrase. I forget where I've heard it, but there's always something, even in a challenging time, that you can shed light on and some sort of positive in it. And so it's just one of those moments that I was like, yep, okay, this is another lesson learned that I'm going to be grateful for.
Wait, what did I miss? What happened? What is their story? Well, I can't answer that because you have to listen to the show. Now it is time for the someone famous once said quote, the quote that relates to the story that is covered in this show. Listen to this powerful quote. How does it relate to the story that will be shared by a guest? Like most people, I want to be useful. I bring enjoyment to all people, even those I've never met. I want to go on living even after my death. That quote is from Anne Frank, the writer of The Diary of Anne Frank, a Jewish girl who kept a diary during World War II and documented life in hiding under Nazi persecution. Now we are at the motivation segment of the show. How do you get through the Monday oh no's to the thank God it's Friday? Listening to the lessons of some of my guests.
Against the wall, or when you're at your lowest moment, do you know who you really are? You have to confront the man in the mirror at that point, because there's nobody to blame. The he, you did, nope, all that goes away when there's only you left. So it becomes what Les Brown said, listen, if I'm going to fall backwards, looking up, because if I can look up, I can get up. And that's what it was. I fell, but I felt looking up. So I looked up so I could get up. And when I did, it brought me into entrepreneurship.
Wait, did he say he got fired? What type of business did he start? Did I miss it? No, you didn't. You got to listen to the show. Now, this is my conclusion for the launch, and I just want to end it with another statement from Mr. Les Brown, which will help support why I'm doing this podcast, but also hopefully inspire you to be the greatest, the best, and the ultimate version of you that you can be.
And not only that, but that faith and patience drives you into action. You got to keep moving and keep plugging away. In the Far East, they have something that's called the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. They have to water and fertilize the ground where it is every day. And it doesn't break through the ground until the 5th year. But once it breaks through the ground, within 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Now the question is, does it grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or 5 years? The answer is obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years. Because at any time, had that person stopped watering and nurturing and fertilizing that dream, that bamboo tree would have died in the ground. And I can see people coming out talking to a guy out there watering and fertilizing the ground that's not showing anything. Hey, what you doing? You've been out here a long time, man. And the conversation in the neighborhood is, you growing a Chinese bamboo tree, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Well, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see ain't nothing showing. You know that's how people are going to do you? So how long you been working on this? How long have you been working on your dream? It's good. And you have nothing to show. This is all you got to show. People are going to do that to you. And some people, ladies and gentlemen, they stop. Because they don't see instant results. It doesn't happen quickly. They stop. Oh, no. You got to keep on watering your dream. And when it began to happen, they stopped laughing. They said, look. Whoa, look here. Look out. Hey, man, I know you can do it. Look here, you got a job here?
The Thankful Project is available on Spotify, Libsyn, iHeartRadio, and soon on Apple Podcast. I hope you will subscribe and download. Also, visit the website www.lovethanksmotivations.com/podcast. May you laugh, cry, or even shout amen. But most importantly, leave inspired.